Alrighty, so why should you go live on YouTube in 2024? That's exactly what I will be covering today in this live stream. If you are watching live, drop a hashtag live down below. If you are watching the replay, drop a hashtag replay. I'll give it a second for people to trickle in, but I'm going to turn on the volume right here. But it's so funny, when I was preparing for this live, I looked up the topic on YouTube, and it's funny because a lot of people were making videos about why you should go live on YouTube, but I noticed that I only saw one of them where someone actually went live to do it. So I just thought that was very ironic, and I was like, oh, let me actually make a live stream about why you should go live. And some of those channels, it was fair. Like, I looked at their channel and they like went live in the past on their channel, but I don't know, I just thought it was ironic. If you're going to make a video on this topic, why not go live and talk about it? So in this video, I'm not only going to be talking about why you should go live, but I'm also going to talk about how you can go live. So I'll talk about like the logistics. Right now I'm using StreamYard. As you can see, there's like a little logo right here, and you can even get by with the free version. And so I want to help you take steps to actually plan and schedule your next live. Many of you saw that I went to a Gary Vee event. When was it? Last week on Monday. And it was cool because I got to interview him and ask him a couple questions about YouTube. And all of you can check out that interview on my channel. But before I asked him the question, so we were all standing outside, all asking him questions. It was like a big Q&A session. And someone asked him about going live. And even Gary said, like, that's really crucial now in 2024 is going live, because again, people are really craving like that, stronger human connection. There's so much pre-recorded content out there. And if you're someone who's trying to build a personal brand, if you're trying to grow an audience, especially if you're an entrepreneur so that you can market your paid products and services organically, then going live is the best way to, first off, build that emotional connection, and then also get sales for your business. A lot of people who are just relying on, let's say, paid ads, like, let's think about this. Would you rather purchase something from someone who you built a connection with in a live stream? Maybe they answered your questions in a little chat box. Like, it feels like you're in the room with me. I see some of you are here. It feels like you're in the room with me. Even if you're watching the replay, there's more of a level of authenticity versus like a script. Because think about it, like, anyone can like use ChatGPT to create a script. They can use a teleprompter and they could deliver that script, but there's always like that question, that underlying question of, oh, like, does this person really know their stuff, or did they just Google everything and put together a script? So first off, let me tell all of you why you should go live, and then I'll dive into the how. So the first big pro of going live is that you don't have to do any editing. When I'm done with this live stream, I'm going to hit end, and I have noticed that on YouTube, most people do watch the replay. And so right now I have a few people here watching me live, but most people are going to watch the replay. And so on YouTube, it's really great because, like on your homepage, when you pull up YouTube, it recommends you all these videos. This will act like a normal video. So the cool thing is I don't have to do any editing for it. I will say, of my clients, of the people who I've worked with, editing has been one of the biggest hurdles for them, is just getting used to it, familiarizing themselves with editing software. Some of them even hire VAs and editors to do the editing for them to save them time. And we know that either costs us time or money to get our videos edited. But when you go live, guess what? You don't have to do any editing. You could just upload this. And also, there's really great AI tools. If you go to video.ai, so that's vidyo.ai, that's a website. And you can even, upload your live and it can make shorts for you. It'll use AI to pick out the best moments, and then you can upload those as shorts. So it's really cool now that there's tools like that we can leverage so that we can really put out more content, get our word out there. Because that's really what this is about, is getting our word out there, especially if you have a business, getting people to know, like, and trust us as the expert. So that's the beauty in it, is just not having to edit. Many of you maybe have seen my live streams. This is just a fun live stream, but I've done live streams in the past, and I'm going to continue to do them at least twice a month, where I do free channel reviews, and I'll go live and people will watch it. And it's funny, like, I think it was 2 times ago, one of them was like 3 hours long. And during that live stream, I had like 5 people minimum watch me consistently. It kind of fluctuates. Sometimes people come and go, but 5 people on average were watching me throughout that whole 3-hour live stream. that's 15 hours of watch time just from those people. And then a bunch of people watch the replay. I forget how much watch time. I think I had like 40 hours of watch time on one of my live form videos. So if you're someone who's trying to monetize your YouTube channel through AdSense, it's a really good way to get watch time hours. And yes, the live stream hours do count towards your 4,000 hours of watch time that you need in order to monetize. Hi, everyone who's commenting in the chat. Nice to see all of you. So that's one reason why you want to go live, is because there's no editing. We talked about watch hours. Also, public speaking. Public speaking. So many of you listening, maybe you have dreams to be a speaker. You want to do in-person workshops. You want to master even your on-camera appearance. And so when you're going live, this is a really great way to practice. It's a good way to get your reps in. Like when you start with public speaking, you're not going to be perfect. Maybe you'll say some filler words. Maybe you'll kind of stand there like a robot and feel like you're reading off a script. But no, like you can watch the live. You can analyze yourself. You can see how you used your hand gestures, different facial emotions, how you connected with your audience. And that can help you prepare for those future in-person speaking gigs. So many of you are entrepreneurs and creators, and you have big dreams. And so I encourage you to, use something like live streaming to help you get practice. And it's funny, a lot of people, they say they want to be public speakers. They say they want to do all these things, but they're not getting the reps in because they think, oh, I need to wait for some opportunity to fall into my lap. But no, like you don't even need to do that. You can just go live, and maybe you can have a mentor or a friend critique your speaking, and you'll get better and better each time. The first time I went live on this channel was over a year ago, but man, I was so nervous. I remember before, I don't know about you, but when I get nervous, like my hand kind of like shakes like that. One time in high school, we're doing a presentation, and one of my friends said, "Ari, you're shaking." And I was like, literally I could not stop shaking my hand because I was so nervous. That was me for my first live stream, but not for this one, because I've done it so many times now that I'm used to it. I'm comfortable. I was chilling before this. I was actually reading on my balcony, drinking a cup of tea. And I was like, wow, like I'm so relaxed. Like I'm not even nervous for this. And I was like, I've come a long way. But the only way I would have gotten to this point is by practicing. So I'm always telling all of you in my videos, I'm telling my clients that creating content is a personal development journey. In other words, throughout the journey, as you're creating content, you're going to grow as a person. That's like one of the beautiful side effects of, doing this type of thing is it's not just business growth. It's not just audience growth, but you grow as a person. And so going live, absolutely, that's going to put you out of your comfort zone. And so you want to continually do things that challenge you, that force you to grow. A little off topic, but on topic. Right now, I'm comfortable with public speaking, like speaking in live. But I remember yesterday, I'm part of this workout app. It's called ClassPass. And it's cool because you get like access to all these classes. And there was this one dance class, Spanish dance class, reggaeton. And I saw it and I was like, oh man, I really want to learn how to dance like that. Like it's so sexy, like Spanish dancing. And I was like, I want to dance to that. But I was afraid. I was like, I almost didn't sign up because I was, it put me out of my comfort zone. But I was like, you know what, F it, I'm going to do it. I just signed up, didn't even think about it. And I was like, shit, like now I got to show up. I'm like, now I paid for it. So yeah, personal development. And so when it comes to YouTube and business, you want to always challenge yourself to put yourself out of your comfort zone, because that is when you will grow. And it's funny because a lot of those fears that you have, you just create in your own mind. When I went to that dance class, I was like, oh, what was I afraid of? That was like so much fun, and I thought I was going to be bad at it, but I looked at the video after, I'm like, I'm actually pretty good at this. So same thing with this, you may put yourself out of your comfort zone when it comes to going live, and you may watch it and you're like, I didn't do as bad as I thought. So yeah, everyone, if you're coming at it from a good place, if you genuinely want to connect with people, then you will experience benefits from it. What is the amount of followers you need to go live on YouTube? That's a really good question. So when I was doing research, you need 50 subscribers on YouTube to go live. And then you also need to verify your account. That's a newer thing with YouTube accounts. When I made my YouTube account, I didn't need to verify anything. But if you create a new YouTube channel, you do need to go through a verification process. Basically, you just verify your identity, prove that you're you, because, some people got to ruin it for all. There was like scammers and spammers. So yeah, my pleasure. It's 50. And trying to think. Yeah, I was Googling it before this. I figured someone would ask me that question. And so that's what it said. Also, there is a newer feature on YouTube where you can go live on shorts. It's very similar to TikTok. On TikTok, how you're scrolling and sometimes like you see like a live stream happening. YouTube's kind of mimicking TikTok because they're competing. So you can also go live in the Shorts feed as well. But one other benefit of going live is that you build a stronger connection with your audience. So our brain releases oxytocin when we feel connected to a person. And so the brain actually releases more oxytocin when someone's watching a live stream or even the replay versus if someone's watching pre-recorded content. I don't know about all of you, but I can feel that underlying energy in some YouTube videos, especially when people are being a little bit too scripted. I've been guilty of that before, and that's part of the YouTube journey, is getting used to being on camera. Sometimes in the beginning, it's good to use a script so that you're comfortable about what you're going to say next. It's like something to help jog your memory. But when you don't have that, when you more so go off of like a bulleted script to keep you on track, then the brain will release more oxytocin. Thus, there's more connection, there's more trust. And especially for those of you who want to be seen as an expert in your space, people will start to see you as that, because they can tell that, oh, she's answering questions off the cuff. Like, look in the comments, I just answered a question. She's answering questions. Oh, like, she's actually like drawing from her knowledge, from her expertise, not from some BS script. So nothing wrong with scripts, by the way, but I'm just saying, like, there's no better way than a live to prove that you know what you're talking about. And so I encourage all of you to do that. Answer the questions of your audience. And if you are promoting something, maybe you have like a consulting, maybe you have a membership, maybe you sell physical products like different, like sweaters, t-shirts, whatever it is, then that call to action comes off better. Because think about it, it's not like I'm forcing a sales pitch down your throat. I just mentioned what I have, and it's like, oh, like, okay, she's offering additional help outside of this live stream. So that's another cool thing about it, is the conversion rates in a live stream is so much higher versus like a paid ad or pre-recorded content. That I can tell you for sure. If you watch one of my first live streams, I think it was the Christmas live stream on my channel. I did like a Christmas workshop 2 Christmases ago, I think, or maybe 1, I forget. The point is like, I had, like, I kid you not, 4 or 5 people watching me live. And at the end, I had a call to action. I was like, hey, if you would like my help with this, this is what I can offer you. And at the time, I had a few different packages. And in that live, somebody bought my $500 package and someone else bought my $100 package. From 4 or 5 people watching, that's crazy. That's like over a 50% conversion. And here's the cool thing. It wasn't just once, but it was part of my membership group. So they're paying me, I got $600, not once, but every single month. One of those people, it's been over a year and they're still subscribed to it. So it's like I get that recurring income. That's the beauty of it, everyone. It's better to have, like, in my opinion, if you're treating this like a business, it's better to have like 4 or 5 people, quality people watching, who want to, consume your help on a higher level, versus like thousands of people who you don't have a call to action to and you're not giving value. You're kind of putting out this mindless content. So that's the way I see it. So a lot of people get lost in the numbers, but it's not the right metric. I think society has gotten so wacky, changing my AC, so wacky with the number of subscribers and views. It's not the right metric because it is not symmetrical with how you can help people on another level. What you need to be looking at is, how well are you building trust? How well are you delivering value? Are you helping people to solve their problems? Those are the right metrics. Like, seriously, one of my, I went to an event, Ty Lopez event, and he was saying that one of his clients gets like 5 to 10 views on his videos, but he has a very high ticket offer. And again, everyone, don't think of this like selling. Think of it like helping. That guy was in the real estate niche. I'm not an expert on real estate, but long story short, he was able to earn close to $1 million from just one video. Isn't that crazy? Like, that comes to show like how far you can really go with all this. So that's another reason why it's good to go live on YouTube. Another reason is, again, like, I encourage all of you, even if you're not treating this like a business, I really encourage all of you to build a personal brand. Building a personal brand. Now, what are the benefits of a personal brand? Well, on a personal level, it's kind of cool to have something that you can look back on. Like, I see life kind of like a big art project. I don't know about all of you, but this is how I see life. Tony Robbins talks about how the words that you use become your reality. If you think of your life like a war zone, guess what? Your life is going to feel like a war zone. If you see your life like a work of art, And guess what? Your reality, you're literally going to experience it like a work of art. It's like you take in things so much differently. It's like you're in a totally different reality. So when you build a personal brand, again, I think of it like a big art project. It's really, again, it's something for you, but also to help other people. So ever since I started my personal brand, it was so beautiful just watching it grow and evolve. I started with actually my channel. I started by writing poetry. I started by talking more about spirituality, but then eventually I niched down. But it was just so cool to see that evolution. And eventually, if you want to treat it like a business, then you can leverage your personal brand, especially if you do have a business. Let's say you have hypothetically 2 car salesmen. This guy over here has a personal brand. This car salesman doesn't. If someone is, trying to build trust with someone, who do you think that they're going to trust more to sell them the car? The one with the personal brand, because they can look at their YouTube, they can look at their website, they can look at their Instagram and build that level of trust. And the reality is, everyone, is that right now, a lot of people are living in the online space, is what I like to call it. And I don't want to give all of you a misconception that, oh, we should always be online. Like, no, I like to disconnect from the online space and be like not on my phone. But the reality is that today we're in like the knowledge industry. So if you don't know, like a lot of people are selling their knowledge, offering their knowledge. And the truth is that everyone on the planet knows stuff. Everyone can claim to be an expert in something. Everyone can probably, if they wanted to, make a course on something, from how to cook, from, I don't know, how to raise children, from how it could be something more professional, how to get your doctorate degree, how to master your mental health throughout that process. And so we all know stuff. And so if mastering this was easy, wouldn't we all do it? If we could all just make a course, throw it online, and boom, money starts to pour in, like, wouldn't everyone in the world do that? Because everyone knows stuff. Think about it. Like even people who aren't connected to society as much, people like the Amish, people like in Africa, they know stuff too, like how to hunt, how to build furniture from scratch. Everyone is the expert in something. And so, again, if it was easy, then anyone would do it. So if you want to stand out, you have to be able to do things that people aren't willing to do. A lot of people aren't willing to go live because they don't feel comfortable. They're full of excuses of, oh, I don't know how, I don't have the best camera. And so they make all these excuses. And so again, if you want to win, you have to find a way to stand out. You have to think about what many people aren't doing. And so that's where a live video can come in. And so with that being said, let's talk about the how of going live. How can you, because maybe, you're listening and you're like, yeah, Ari, like I can see myself going live. Let's talk about the logistics. Well, first off, let's talk about what needs to happen in your mind. You need to let go of your ego. Many people are worried about the views. Many people are worried about what people will think. I'm telling you, you have to let go of that. If you're all worked up on the number of views when you're going live and you let that stop you, you already lost. Everyone starts somewhere. Everyone starts with 1 or 2 viewers. It happens. And so you have to be willing to punch fear in the face and do it anyway, and realize that a lot of the fears that you have, you just created in your own mind. Let that sink in. Think about what you're worried about when it comes to going live. Are you afraid about the views? Are you afraid about what your friends and family will think? Oh, is she crazy? She's going live? What? She wants to be a YouTuber? Like, what is she, like 14? Who does she think she is? You got to let go of that. I'm telling you, it will destroy you. Whatever it is, you have to rewrite that belief. Write down your belief. Hypothetically, I think my family will think I'm crazy, and then write a new empowering belief. It's funny, when I started doing this, first my family thought I was crazy. Same thing with my friends. But once they saw that, oh, I'm actually being successful. I'm actually getting clients. I'm actually interviewing really cool people like Gary Vee, Ty Lopez, like going to Tony Robbins events. It's like, oh, like then they start to support you. So it's one of those things where like you have the vision. And so it's yours. It's up to you to bring it into reality. You don't need other people to see your vision to make it happen. No, but like if they're really your friends, your family will always be your family. But if they're really supportive, then they're going to turn around and say that they're proud of you. So yeah, a lot of the fears you create on your own. Another thing to realize is that when it comes to views, you have to realize that if you're going live and like right now I have 5 people watching me live, it keeps fluctuating. But the thing is that like more people are going to watch the replay. At least 100 people are going to watch this replay. And so when you're going live, you have to remember that, okay, even if only 1 or 2 people are watching me, that's only in this moment. later on, more people are going to watch. So you got to let that go as well. And you may be wondering, well, should I go live even if I have a small audience? Yes, absolutely. That's actually a really good time to start going live, because then you can get your reps in. If you go live and let's say nobody watches you throughout the whole thing, and let's say you just totally messed it up for whatever reason, maybe you said something that maybe you shouldn't have said. That happens sometimes, like more practicing, then you could be like, okay, like I was able to practice, I learned something, let me get rid of the video. But no, if you do have a small audience and you do want people to be tuning into you live, then what I do encourage you is to funnel people in. In other words, bring people from other places. Text your buddy, hey Bob, I'm gonna be going live, this is my first time, I'd appreciate your support if you can come in at 10 a.m. whatever time you're going live. Send them the link, boom. You can post it on your Facebook, you can post it on your Instagram. If you have an email list, send out a little message saying, hey, I'm gonna go live, here's the link. If you can't tune in live, then watch the replay. So that's what you want to do in the beginning, and eventually you can get to a point where you can just go live and people will tune in. But generally, it is good to let people know, even if you have a bigger audience. I really do appreciate it when these people with bigger followings post, oh, I'm going to go live at this time, so that I can make sure that I tune in. I honestly, I don't like to see some of these bigger people going live when I didn't know about it, because it's like, oh, like I would have been there for the beginning, if I just would have known. So it is good to let people know, like maybe put in your Instagram story, put it in your community tab on YouTube, hey, gonna go live at this time, so that people know. So that's how you get people in the live stream. And yeah, just tell people as well. Tell people that you're gonna go live. And one really good tool is StreamYard right here. There are a lot of established entrepreneurs and YouTubers and creators who I see, and they're leaving money on the table because some people just go live on Instagram. But if you have a platform like StreamYard, and let's say you already have a following on YouTube, you can stream simultaneously on multiple platforms. I don't know if I can share my screen with all of you, it'll look funny, but on here on StreamYard, you can actually see like all the comments in one place. So it'll be like, oh, Sally from YouTube, Bob from Instagram. It'll say all of them. So it's like actually really nice and organized. Use this tool, because then you don't have to have like multiple devices set up. You don't have to have like your phone and your iPad and your laptop. You can do it all in one place. And I'm telling you, if you're more established, you are leaving money on the table. I've told so many, actually recently this past month, I've told, there's two Instagrammers, and one of them's my client, one of them's a peer. And they were both going live on Instagram consistently. And they both had 10 to 15K subscribers on YouTube. And I'm just like, stream simultaneously on YouTube. You're leaving money on the table, because they're treating this like a business. It's like, it literally takes no extra amount of effort to stream simultaneously. So and it's really easy. StreamYard is so easy. Right now, I'm just using the free version. I think all of you can see this logo right here, right here. There's like a little logo. I'm getting by with the free version because they had all the features that I needed without me having to pay for it. So I was like, okay, I'll just do the free version. That's all I need right now. And it's really easy to use. You just connect your accounts, connect your Instagram, you can connect your Facebook. You can even choose a specific Facebook group. A number of my clients have had big Facebook groups that they're admins of, and you can stream straight into a Facebook group. So that one's a really good one, especially if you have a group full of your ideal client. So that's something I encourage all of you. And for those of you listening, I really want you to think right now, what's something that you can offer in a live setting that can serve as a lead magnet? If you don't know what I mean by that, what can you offer live that's like a free offer? So for example, I have my free live channel reviews. And in those, I am giving value. I'm reviewing people's specific channels. And so what could you offer consistently that gives people a ton of value, like personalized value? Maybe you can do something like I'm doing and review something. Maybe if like you're an artist, you can review people's artwork. Maybe if you are a knitter, or maybe if you teach piano, maybe you can like have people submit to you like their music. Maybe they could submit to you like their quilt, whatever it is they're drawing, and you can review it live on YouTube. And I want to show all of you something. I wasn't even planning to show this, but you can model this page that I'm about to show you. So what I do, because you may be worried like, oh, like what if, I say, oh, submit to me your artwork and no one is showing it to me. Here, let me show you. Share screen. Come on, StreamYard, let me do this. There we go. Good. So you can actually create a simple web page like I did right here. So what this does is it's a simple headline, free live channel reviews. People see what they're going to get. There's a little timer, and people fill in their name, their email, their YouTube channel link, website link if they have one, and anything else that they would like me to know. This is a very simple page that I made in Kajabi. By the way, if you want to start a 30-day free trial of Kajabi, you can use my affiliate link and I'll give you a free 1-hour call. But that's besides the point. You can create a page like this. And what I like to do is I like to collect people beforehand because I know not everyone is going to be able to tune in live. So I tell people, you can watch the replay if you miss it. But regardless, I like to go into my live streams, these types of live streams, with names already picked. So some of you have watched it. I have a bowl and I put everyone's name in there and I draw different names. Oh, I didn't even know there's some comments here. So slick perspective, I'm using a Blue Yeti mic. Blue Yeti mic. Very reliable. A little bit heavy. I tried to travel with this, very heavy. Hi, Dulce. I love going live. Yes, Dulce is really good at going live, which actually leads me into my next thing. Someone like Dulce, for example, remember I asked all of you to think, what can you offer in a live setting? Someone like Dulce is a spiritual psychic. She helps people she communicates with animals telepathically. And so she'll go live and she will do mini readings. She will also do Q&A. That's something everyone can do. You can make a form like this. You don't have to have a form, but if you're worried about, maybe doing a Q&A and no one showing up because your channel is new, then it's good to collect questions beforehand. And it's cool because that's a good way to get clients, everyone. Even if they weren't there live, you could say, hey, Sally, I saw you submitted a Q&A question. I reviewed it. Don't know if you were there live, but here's a link. And if you give so much value to Sally, she's going to be like, oh my God, this is so good. Imagine if I had a plate of delicious food with all these free samples. And I'm like, here, try one. And you try it and it's like, oh, wow, this is so good. You become hungry for more. You want more. And so what do? You're like, let me buy some more of those. They're so delicious. Everyone, if you're treating this like a business, that is the game of marketing today. There's so many ads out there that don't give people a taste of what others have to offer. And so if you give people a taste, what a lot of marketers are doing are saying, like, look at my tray of food right here. Doesn't it look delicious? Don't you want one? Pay me money. But no, it's better to give people a free sample. And the cool thing is, if you do it right, you can get to a point where you don't need to ask for a sale. You give people, this is what I do in my live channel reviews. Everyone whose channel I reviewed, I don't message them back immediately and say, okay, are you interested in buying one of my packages? I say, no, I give you a free sample, and I just wait, and a lot of those people come back to me because they found it so valuable. Let me see what else these comments say. Mr. Live on the good. I'm glad that was helpful. By the way, if anyone's interested in me reviewing their channel live, you can just go to my website. Yeah, Dulce uses StreamYard. That's what she meant. She put Yard Stream, but it's actually StreamYard. You can see the little logo right here. That's what you can do. Free account is all you need. But let's talk about that. So how can you get someone to really be hungry for more? So the way I think about this is, I'm going to use an analogy. Let's say that hypothetically I wanted to get married. Okay. Would it be more efficient for me to try to convince someone who doesn't want to be married, hey, you should get married? Or would it be easier for me to talk to the person who already wants to get married? They're just looking for the right person. Think about those two. A lot of marketers are talking to the person who doesn't want to be married. In other words, they're trying to talk to the person, trying to convince them that they should buy their product or service. But no, you have to realize that the person who is a perfect fit for what you're offering, they don't need to be convinced. They don't need to be pressured. They're just looking for the right person, and you need to show that you are the right person by showing them, hey, you actually give a lot of value. I took your free sample and it was so delicious. I want more. I'm hungry for more. You don't need to. Some of my best clients, I didn't need to sell them. I didn't need to convince them. They asked me, Ari, how can you help me? I want more of what you have. I didn't need to chase after them. Now, I've done that before in the past. I have chased clients. I have convinced people. They were the worst clients. Didn't respect my time. Didn't do the work. Literally pain in the ass clients. No offense, but my God, blowing up my phone, totally disrespectful, pointing fingers, trying to hold my hand. Worst clients ever. And so if you do it this way, then not only will you have clients, but you will have dream clients. People who they feel so good to work with. They rave about you to other people. Those are the best clients. Those are dream clients. They rave about you to other people. They recommend you and they love you. They respect you. They're a raving fan for life. That is who you want to work with. And so stop trying to convince the people who don't want to be married. Talk to the people who are ready. They're just looking for the right person. It takes no different amount of energy to create a piece of content, talking to the person who's ready versus trying to make content, trying to convince. Actually, I think the convincing content takes more energy because you're trying to convince. And we don't want to be like that in our content. We want to be more flowy, more nonchalant, more ourselves. If you're always thinking of selling, then you're always going to be in left brain delivery mode, analytics, And I've worked with coaches where they try to teach me these sleazy sales tactics, and they don't work because people can feel that you're being super rigid. You're trying to be, I don't want to say manipulative, but in a way, they can come off as manipulative. All right, Dulce, thanks for hopping in. I hope that was valuable for you. I'm glad you were there for that marriage talk. I saw that you were laughing. But anyway, that is really the key for all this. Even if going live maybe isn't for you at this time, just keep that note in mind that you want to talk to the person who is ready. They don't need convincing. They're just looking for the right person like you to take them there. So by the way, if you're someone who's listening and you're like, yeah, I'm totally on board with this, I want to go live. Instead of saying I want to go live, I'm trying to eventually go live, just do it already. Just effing do it. Stop saying you're trying. Stop saying I want to do this one day. Just do it. I mean, really analyze your day. And I bet if you look at your day, I spent 2 hours watching TV. I spent 2 hours just scrolling through my phone. That's time when you can go live. A lot of people have the excuse of, I don't have the time for it. And sometimes that can be valid. That can be valid sometimes. If you really don't have the equipment for it, that's valid. But I think people have really fallen in love with excuses. They've really fallen in love with it. And even I told you, I went to a Gary Vee event. Now, even he finds ways to go live. And he was saying, I'm a very busy person. He was saying sometimes he has 12 to 15-hour days where he's traveling, he's doing speaking gigs, he's got a podcast, he's doing a lot. And so even for him, he was like, it's really hard for me to find time to go live because at the end of the day, I'm hungry. I want to spend time with my fiance. And I get that, but he finds a way. And so instead of saying I can't go live right now, ask yourself, how can I go live right now? Even if you're cooking, let's say, I got to cook every day for my kids. I don't got time. Well, how about you set up a camera and while you're cooking, you're going live and you're talking. Have you seen any of those videos before where someone is cooking, or I don't like the ones where people are putting on makeup, but some girls like to put on makeup while they're talking. That could be cool. Personally, not my jam, but what's something that you can do simultaneously while you're going live? Maybe you're cooking and you're talking about your business. Maybe you are, I don't want to recommend driving. Don't drive and go live. I don't want to be, Ari the creator told me to go live while driving and then I crashed. No. Don't go live when you're driving. Just focus on the road. But think of your day. Think of what you do. Maybe every day you walk your dog. Watch when you cross the street. Don't need anyone seeing me. Just be careful with that one. But think of what you can do. And maybe some people as well, they put cameras on their head and maybe they'll be on their computer typing and their hands are the visual. What they're doing is the visual. If you're an artist, your hands are the visual. Maybe you're creating something, maybe you're crocheting, maybe you're drawing, maybe you're painting. That can be the visual as well. So really think, everyone, and try to let go of those excuses. Schedule it in. If you're afraid, schedule it in. Yesterday, it was really easy for me to use StreamYard to schedule this. Just went to StreamYard, it said, pick the day and time, put it in a thumbnail, done. And also you got to let go of trying to be perfect. People are like, I need to have the perfect thumbnail. I need to have the perfect title. I need to have the perfect script. No, just start now. Do it messy. It's okay. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. It's better to do it messy than to wait 5 months when you feel the time is right. The time is never going to be right. And that's the reality, is that you have to be willing to navigate through times when it doesn't feel like the right moment. Because if you're able to navigate through those times when your schedule does clear up and it is the perfect moment, you're really going to nail things out. Think about that. I found a way to post some YouTube videos when I was I waited to my last semester of college to write my thesis. Oops. And I still found a way to get like some YouTube videos out there. So it's one of those things where it's never going to be the right moment. You just gotta like find a way to do it. And it does come down to having a strong why. So again, let's not just talk the talk, let's actually walk the walk. Schedule your lives, even if it doesn't feel comfortable. I actually saw I'm a part of a Tony Robbins group, and there was this woman who I'm connected with, and she made a post. She was like, oh wow, like 3 years ago I went live in this group, I felt uncomfortable, I totally messed it up, I was like mumbling, I was slurring. And she was like, here I am 3 years later. Tony Robbins personally reached out to her because they I forget what they were doing. They were like collaborating or something on a project. And she was like, this is how far you can get with live streaming. Like she was like, I grew personally, I grew professionally, I grew my business. That is the power in it. It all starts with going live for the first time. Even Russell Brunson, he wasn't doing this live, but actually he was in person doing like a workshop. And he was saying at the end, I had my call to action. I told people, go to the back table if they want to purchase this thing. And he was like, nobody went to the back table. And he was like, he got so embarrassed that he started to sweat. His face was red. And so I don't want to scare all of you saying, oh, the first time you go live is going to be terrible. Like, no, but it's one of those things where at least they started. Russell started, that woman in the Tony Robbins group, she started. And when they started, even though they did bad, they persisted. So even maybe you went live in the past, or maybe you're going to go live and it doesn't go as good as you plan, that's fine. That's fine. Everyone, when those moments happen, you know what I like to do? I like to tell myself, I will be telling the story one day. Let it humble you. You see that? You see how now that bad situation became like a powerful tool? You see how it can now humble you? How cool is that? Like, I've done that before with many things. Like one day I will be telling this story. So if you let that happen, then it's like you start getting the vision of you telling the story. And like, let's say you go live tomorrow, it goes bad. You'll be one day, I'm going to be telling the story. And it's like you have this really cool vision for the future. I don't know about all of you, but when I have thoughts like that, like I really just want to like elevate. I really want to get to that point where I'm telling the story. So yeah, it's all about like being humble, being self-aware as well. So it's okay to feel those feelings of, oh, I felt a little bit embarrassed, I felt like uncomfortable. Acknowledge that. Acknowledge it and know that if it's your first time, this will be like, the worst time. I'm going to get better each time. It's called growing pains. Yep. Hi, Will. Hi, Chant. Hello. Finally getting to see you live in real time. Hi, Chant. Nice to see you here. I see you just popped in, but I recommend that you watch the beginning because I gave some really good gold nuggets on why you should go live and actually how you can go live. If anyone has any questions about going live, you can let me know in the chat. I'm more than happy to answer them. I hope all of you are excited to go live, especially for you, Will, and for you, Chant. I think for both of you, Q&As could do really, really good. I don't know if you were both here earlier, but I said, and you could have something like this. You don't have to. Like Dulce was here earlier. She was saying that she doesn't like to have a form like this, but personally for me, I like to create a page like this. I use Kajabi and I just say, hey, this is when I'm going to go live. And I do free live channel reviews. So I have people fill out this easy form, name, email, YouTube channel link. And so you too, like if you want to do something like maybe a live Q&A, you can create a simple form like this where you collect questions beforehand. That way, when you're going live, you already have people who are selected. I like to draw names from like a little bowl. Maybe you could draw names from a hat. And if someone pops in live and they have a question, then you can ask it there. You can answer it there as well. But I like to do it this way. And for both of you, this is a really good way to get leads and sales. Because like Will, for example, I reviewed your channel. I reviewed many people's channel. And so what I do is before I go live, I will email everyone. So on email, if you choose BCC, then it will send all the emails out separately. And so what I do is I'll email everyone separately through BCC, but it's through one email. I email them all saying, hey, if you're getting this email, I'm going to be reviewing your channel tomorrow at this time. You can use this link to watch live or to catch the replay. I hope you find it valuable. I send them that email. After the live stream, I will send everyone an email who I knew wasn't there live. And I'll say, hey, if you missed it, I reviewed your channel. Again, here's a link. I hope you found it valuable. And that's it. And that every time I went live, every single time I've gotten a sale for this. for my business accelerator. So the first time I was saying earlier, my Christmas live stream, I got 2 sales, one $500 a month, one $100 a month, every single month. The last 2 that I did, I sold my higher package. And again, I resist the word sell, because I didn't even sell them. They came to me later saying, Ari, that was so valuable. Which one of your packages are best for me? So it was really like they asked about it, but of course I made them aware in the live stream. Here's the thing, everyone. There's a lot of contradicting advice when it comes to calls to actions. Should I have a call to action? Like Gary Vee, he'll say his advice is jab, 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 right hook. In other words, give, and then make the offer, make the sale, have the sales pitch. Alex Hormozi will say, don't have the sell, just give, and then eventually they will ask. My advice on that is you do want to let people know that you are offering something, because a lot of people, especially on YouTube, they're just giving advice as a hobby and they're not treating it like a business. So you do want to let people know that you have clients, you have this program. It could be more nonchalant calls to actions. Like me, this whole time I was like, oh, this client, that client, in my membership, blah, blah, blah. And so people know. If you don't tell people, they're not going to know. A lot of people think that you're just treating it like a hobby. I had a client once have a video with like close to 100K views, no call to action. People thought that she was just doing this as a hobby. Guess what? She got no sales. She had another video where she was on the podcast. I got like 20K views. And luckily she had a call to action in there. And so there was so many sales with that video. So that's the difference, everyone. I'm just going off of the data, and this is what you need to do. So earlier last year, I did 90 days of lives. Oh, that's cool, Chant. 90 days of lives on other social media platforms, and it really helped me get over my fears. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful comment, Chant. Thank you for sharing that. What you could do, Chant, I don't know what social media platforms you streamed on, but I was mentioning earlier that on StreamYard, you can stream in multiple places at once. So instead of like doing it in one place, you can simultaneously go live on Instagram, in a Facebook group, or just on your regular Facebook page. I think Twitch is on there. The only one that's not on there is TikTok, which is unfortunate because TikTok lives are really popping off. But what you could do, like right now I'm on my laptop, I got my phone right here. I could prop up my phone here on TikTok. Now with TikTok, you do need 1,000 followers before you can go live on there, which is why I'm not going live on TikTok, because long story short, I had my old account get erased. But that's what you can do. The world is full of excuses. I can't go live because, I got to wait until I have 1,000 followers on TikTok. I got to wait until I can afford a nicer camera. I got to wait until the time feels right. It's not ever going to feel right. I'm telling you. Let's see. I'm looking at the comments here. I become aware that going live will prepare you for the stage. Yes. Even if it's for 15 minutes at a time, it's just getting that experience on the event. So I'm in agreement with you. Yeah, well, I was saying earlier that going live definitely helps with your public speaking. I encourage all of you, when you go live, to rewatch it. Rewatch it and critique yourself. Sometimes it's painful to watch ourselves. I remember in college, I took a speech class, and part of our homework was to rewatch the the recording, and I was cringing the whole time because, it's hard to watch yourself really struggle when speaking, but that is where the growth comes in. It's going to be painful, but when you watch through it, you'll be able to pick up on what you messed up on. Sometimes it's things you don't even realize. One of my friends was in the class, and he was like, I didn't know I was an person. In other words, he said so many times. I even noticed it, and I was like, and that's fine. I'm guilty of sometimes using filler words too, but I get better each time because I watch the replay. Chant, to overcome my fear of the sale, I have been thinking of my avatar like my kids, and now I have passion to teach and train like a parent. No sales, just helping. That's cool, Chant. So the biggest thing is that as long as your audience, your avatar, sees you as that leader, sees you as that expert. One of my clients, I was critiquing his videos, and in his videos, he was talking to a lot of people like they were his friends. Like he wasn't positioning himself as the expert, as the leader, someone who really knew the subject. He was talking like a friend. And when you talk like a friend, guess what? You're going to attract friends. He was getting emails, DMs from people saying like, oh, can I be your friend? Can we be accountability buddies? And that's nice. I'm not saying don't make friends, but as long as people see you as that authority. So for you, Chant, in that scenario of parent, kid, then yeah, like the parent is the authority. Just make sure that they don't. Some people despise their parents, but make sure it's a healthy bond. I love to, but I have 70 and it says I need more shorts. Interesting. That's interesting. So someone said that they want to go live. You have 70 subscribers and it says I need more shorts. Huh. Maybe you're trying to go live on shorts is what it is, because there is a newer YouTube feature where you can go live via the shorts feed. Try checking it on your computer. So pull up your computer and go to your YouTube. And what you want to do is, here, I'll just show all of you. I'm visual. I'm sure many of you are as well. Try this on your computer, on your laptop or your PC. So if you go live, you see this little icon on YouTube, this little camera with a plus sign? Click on that and then try clicking on going live. And what it'll do is, okay, I probably shouldn't have clicked that because I don't want it. I'm going live right now, so I'm not gonna click anything beyond this. I don't want it to end my live. But what you can do is it should give you the option to either go live right now or to schedule it for a later date. See right here. So I recommend scheduling it for a later date. Unless you have like a really big audience, and if you go live right now, people would tune in. The reason is because if you schedule it for a later date, so let's say hypothetically, I say I schedule this for Monday at 8 a.m., then my audience is going to get that notification that, oh, Ari's going to go live at 8 a.m. Let me schedule that in my calendar. And that'll also give you the opportunity to promote your live. So for example, when I scheduled this, I scheduled it for the next day, and I was able to share that link on my email list, on my Instagram, on my Facebook. And even if people miss live, they can watch the replay. So it's nice to distribute that link and to also let your audience know of, oh, she has a live that's upcoming. That's what I said, huh? Not sure what you mean there. But anyway, that's how you can go live on your computer. So try it there and hopefully you don't have any issues with that. This is exactly how I remembered this live. There you go. There's an example right there in the chat. Chance said that's how he remembered this live. If I just went live without like notifying anyone, then I'd probably have 0 people watching, which isn't always bad. I mean, again, like YouTube is gonna show the replay on all of your home screens if you're subscribed to me, or even in search. In search, your live streams can show up as a search result. So that's something else as well. So yeah, I wanted to post off of mobile though. Try updating your app. They recently had an update on YouTube with the YouTube Shorts live stream. So try updating your app. And what you should do on there is, I'm not logged into my YouTube on my phone, but there's a plus icon at the bottom, and it should give you the option to stream on there. And if it doesn't, it says you need more shorts. I never heard that it says that you need more shorts. I wonder if they made a new requirement that you need a certain number of shorts before you go live. But yeah, let me know if you're able to update it and if it's working. I want everyone to think of, again, what can they live stream? And I don't want you to just talk the talk, actually walk the walk. Schedule it like for next week. And let me know. I want to hear from some of you. Let's see who the first one is. You know what? The first person who emails me and said, hey, Ari, I took your advice. I went live. The first person to do that, I'm going to give them a free 1-hour growth session on the house for the first person who gets out of their comfort zone and who does it. It could be right after this. You can go live in 10 minutes and you can win. I will give that 1-hour growth session to you. And what is that session focused on? Well, I will help you to basically come up with a game plan based off of what it is that you're trying to achieve. So many of you are business owners. You want to get more attention, more leads and sales for what it is that you're offering. I will help you. What I mainly help with everyone is with the business side. So creating a high converting website, structuring your content so that it calls in the right people, and then analyzing the data so that we see what's working and what's not working. So the biggest part that I teach is, the marketing piece, the content, the websites. And this is why I tell all of you that right now, here's the reality. There's a lot of people online. And so it can take time to build an audience. It can take time. It doesn't always have to. There's people who grow really fast, but often it takes time. And so this is why I teach what it is that I teach, because you don't need to have a big audience in order to make money and go full time. I'm not sitting here with 3 million subscribers. However, this is what I do full time. That's no BS. My parents don't send me money. I live in one of the most expensive cities in the US. I live in San Diego, and this is what I do. I don't have another job. I hope that inspires you. Some people hear that and they get like envious. No, let that inspire you. That is what's possible for you as well. I'm no smarter than anyone. I do read a lot of books and stuff, but the reason I was able to get here is because I followed a strategy, not once, but I stayed consistent with it. Too many people are trying things one time. They go live once and they're like, oh, it didn't work. Like, I didn't get a sale. But no, this is why I tell you guys, if you come at it from the right place, it doesn't matter how many views you get. What matters is how well can you deliver your help on another level. Can you offer consulting? Can you offer coaching? Can you offer a membership? Can you offer a book, workshops? It's all possible. And, you know, like my clients, like for example, my newer client, Dominique, $10,000 in 3 weeks from her YouTube channel. I think she has like 10,000 subscribers. How? Because of a funnel. So most of her leads and sales, 50% came from YouTube, 50% from her email list. If you don't believe me, there is a interview on my channel. I think it was like 5 videos ago. She's on the thumbnail where I interviewed her. And so what we did is, first off, we had a freebie offer. And again, remember I talked about the free samples at the beginning, giving people a free sample of what you offer. That left them hungry for more. And then the next piece was a $30 course. She made a lot of money from that course. We had a lot of sales. She had like over $7,000 in sales from a $30 course. Let's do the math on that. She had over 200 sales from YouTube and from her email list. Why? Because she followed the strategy, but also she got people to like her. That's the thing, everyone. You can have the perfect funnel, you can have the perfect video script, but if people don't like you, who's going to want to work with someone who they don't like? But no, Dominique radiates authenticity and beauty. And that's why $30 sales. And then she had a 4-day workshop. That was, how much was that? $317. She had a 3-day workshop and then high ticket membership. And so that's why in 3 weeks, $10,000. So Dominique, again, like these people, me, Dominique, no smarter than you. We just stuck to a strategy and we stayed consistent with it. That's really what it takes, everyone. And again, if you're coming at it from the willingness to do good, then this can work. There's a lot of people's content who I watch, and there's an underlying tone of desperation, of neediness. In other words, you could tell it, they're making the content to try to push people to the website. That's at the forefront. But if the forefront is, let me deliver value, let me connect with my audience, and then if they want my help, then they can check out my workshop, then they can check out my membership. People are going to connect with that. I'm telling you, I watch a lot of content, and I don't know about all of you, but I can feel it. I can feel it when there's that underlying tone of, neediness, desperation. And even those people who it's working for, like, oh, maybe if they are getting sales, if they are following this perfect script, I'm telling you, that's not sustainable. People do catch on over time. And also, those people are not fulfilled. They're not fulfilled. I have been in a room once, and the leader was multimillionaire. And it was a big Zoom room. He was doing, I think it was like a 1-day webinar or something like that. And I'm like looking at him, and I see the way he's talking, and I'm just like, this man is not fulfilled. He hates this. His main motive here is to sell. I just picked it up. I don't know if other people have that ability, but I just see it so like obviously. And it's like, man, like, I don't want to work with this dude long term. Like, I was able to see it, but like, even if he followed a good script, even if he got sales, like, success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Think about it. It's the ultimate failure. Have all of you seen those movies where people accomplish what they were trying to do, and then they're just like, is this all there is? Oh, I hate that moment. It's like, fuck, like I would hate to hit that moment, but no, like, everyone, success with fulfillment is what we want. And yeah, this is why I'm teaching all of you live streaming, because you can reach that. If you come at live streaming with the right intentions, if you have your product or service ready with the links below, I mean, that's all it is. This stuff is going to work. And when it comes to this, everyone, some people look at me and they're like, oh, Ari, you're so productive. Like, You seem to get so much done. Yes, I do have a good work ethic. Yes, I am good at time management, but I also chillax, believe it or not. I've built my business and my YouTube channel to the point where I don't need to be always working. In the beginning, yes. In the beginning, it will take a lot of work to get things up and going. After college, I moved back with my mom for 2 years. And, she paid for food, she paid for the electric. Grateful for my mom. But, I was working constantly to get this business off the ground. She was even worried because she was like, you're always on your computer. And that's the thing, everyone. If this was easy, anyone would do it. But I built it to a point where now I get to relax. I mentioned earlier that yesterday I went to a dance class for reggaeton. So that was fun. And so I'm not always working, I have this balance in my life. I have fun. I get to go to the beach. I get to spend time with people who I love. And that to me is success with fulfillment. And when I'm working, it doesn't even feel like work. Technically, I'm working now. I'm on the clock, but I'm on my clock. I don't have any boss telling me, Ari, come in now. No, I have clients who schedule with me. I have my membership call that's scheduled in, and I show up to those. But I don't take calls Wednesdays. I only take possibly 2 calls in the morning. But and I'm telling you all this because you can create your schedule. This stuff is attainable. Again, it's not because I'm so smart that this was able to work. There's other people doing this. I went to an event once, and I don't say this to be I'm not gonna say who this person is, but there was someone on the stage, and they were talking and about their business. They were able to build their business up to 7 figures, and no offense, but the person there's nothing super special about them. They weren't super smart. They didn't have some superhuman power. They were just any person who followed the strategy. They followed a strategy. They stayed consistent. They were coming at it from the right place, and then boom, it started to work. So why can't you do that? What's your excuse? That's what it is, everyone. The world is full of excuses. And some people are oh, we can't all be. Some people have this mentality of and this is coming from a place of scarcity. If you're coming at this and you're oh, I can't be successful with this because not all of us can be influencer. If Ari is sitting here with, a business, then, Will and Chant can't all be sitting here with a business because then the market is too oversaturated. And if it's too oversaturated, then, the creator economy is going to collapse. Not necessarily. If you remember back in the day, 1800s time, people were trading. I'm going to trade you my grapes, and then you could trade your watermelons or someone else's bananas. Everybody was trading. Why can't the creator economy be that way? It can be, and it can be healthy. So that's my perspective on it. Does anyone have any last questions for me before I end this? I've been going at it for an hour. Hey, everyone. Hope you're starting a great weekend. Thank you. Dancing along with Rentals. I don't know your real name. I just call you Rentals in my head. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you for tuning in live. So if you would like me to review your YouTube channel, there is a link down below, and I'm going to be doing those next Friday. Now, those are really my fun lives. I go at it for 3 hours. Even if you don't have a YouTube channel or a business, but you want to start one, still tune in because there's a lot that you can pick up on just by me reviewing other people's channels about what works and what doesn't work. So come with a notepad. I think it was actually Chant who said that he was watching the replay and he, 30 minutes in, he had a bunch of pages full of notes. Live stream is not unlocked for me on YouTube. Can we go live on other platforms to win the strategy session? Yes, you can. Absolutely, Chant. Just send me the link. So if you want live on Facebook, just send me the link. The point is to go live. I did emphasize on YouTube in this session, but it's also good to go live on other platforms too. One thing I will say about going live on YouTube is that the video continues to get views and traction over time. Whereas if you go live on Facebook, after 2 to 3 days, not many people are going to see it. They will if they go through your profile, but the thing I like about YouTube is that they always promote it. But yeah, Chen, if you want to win that competition, then yes, you can go live. Just send me the link so that I can review it. I don't know why it's locked for you. Maybe you don't have 50 subscribers is what it is. So I think that's what it is. I was doing my research beforehand, and they were like, yeah, all you need is 50 subscribers and to verify your account. But maybe there's a new update. It's good, everyone, to always watch those support articles by Google because they're always releasing updates. But yeah, that's all I have for you. I do have another call right now, so I have to bounce off of this one. But I hope all of you found value from this, and hopefully I see all of you for the next live stream next Friday. All right, everyone. See you then. Bye.